Hey, welcome to another Mad Chats and Recaps with myself and Tasha. We are here
Hi.
again. Yes. Well, that was great. I mean,
I was.
chef's kiss.
Oh, so good. So good.
um, we are here for the recaps for the week of March the 6th through March the 12th of 2023. And as always, we will start with, as always up to this point, this might be the last week. Well, no, I guess this might be the last week for the Forsaken. We'll see. So, for the recap for last week on the Forsaken, as the group wrapped up their moments of respite on the outskirts of Chethrin, Lashta's soldiers continued their fight within the city, warding off any possible zealots to the Great One that may try to intrude. With a final farewell, our Forsaken make their way into the lair of the Great One, a huge cavern at the back of the Underdark city, and become slowly overtaken with the gravity of their journey and the fight that is to come. Time seems to slow for adventurers as they journey forward, battles of the past echoing around them and the afterglow of spells cast centuries ago lighting their way. Just as everything becomes too much, or starts to become too much, they arrive. A threshold of dead mages, empty vials, and dog crystals lay scattered, leading to a large human yet godlike creature with a human body and wings made of arms and hands. It dismissively spoke into their minds before raising the first pillar, the first of the three mentioned in the tome that Kazil had showed them. They raced to stop them, counterspelling one and destroying the other two, all while ghosts attempted to possess them. The Great One cast spells and revealed hidden eyes in its forehead, stomach, and winged arms that shot beams of disintegration, fear, and more. Despite all these challenges, they make it through the first part of the battle. Let's see if they can make it through to the end.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, so they did
Ooh,
what they needed to do last week within the time they needed to do it. Now it's
good.
just beating up the Great One until they die.
Until the day.
So I will say that the Great One, now that the pillars are taken care of, has some things up their sleeves. They're mini sleeves, but that it could be a little dicey. So, yay.
Interesting.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm.
Good luck. Oh, I'm nervous for y'all.
But if they make it through, then if they beat the Great One tonight, and there's still some time left for like, here's what happens afterwards. They could be done tonight. Either be tonight or next week. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But what happened? Speaking of trauma, what happened last week on Sundered Fate, Tasha? Tell us.
I'm now dubbing Tuesdays Trauma Tuesdays
Mm-hmm.
because that's all it's been. So, um, thanks to the quick thinking of Tuna, Dia and Feora had their memories of their time in the Feywild restored.
Mm.
They all began their trek back across Crestwood Valley, safely and relatively uneventful. That is until the fifth day when they heard cries for help. I'm just going to stop trusting anything that's happening in this world now. So Dia and Ladrin, because I'm dumb, raced toward the cries with Feora. Wait, no, I didn't. No, Dia and Tuna. That was what it
Okay.
was. Raced toward the cries with Feora stealthing behind and Ladrin leaping up onto her broom. They came to a clearing where they found a troop of travelers. Several lay slain on the ground, at least five, while one still lived, though their wound seemed grievous. Tuna offered aid, and Dia set off to investigate. Just as a creature's hand reached out of a corpse to grab Dia. Thankfully, Feora's new weapon of warning gave them all enough time to react. A deadly battle ensued, their enemies unrelenting in necrotic type attacks, and our heroes never yielding. Until Tuna and Dia fell unconscious, but both were swiftly returned to health. That did not ease the panic, though, as the enemies continued their onslaught. Tuna was taken down again and gasped their last breath. Their friends watching on in horror. Barely surviving, they managed to finish off the rest of the attackers. Then, giving more than magic, but of their very vitality, Dia and Ladrin combine their magics to perform a revivification. Without a proper crystal, Dia offered up her newly acquired headband of intellect, citing the diamonds which adorn it, despite how attached and excited for it she was.
Mm.
Truly, Tuna meant far more to Dia, but also, I think, the rest of us too. With the voices of their friends calling to them, Tuna returned via the spell. And with Tuna and Dia totally exhausted, like 5 points of exhaustion, it was the worst time for the archfey known as Nathrana to arrive and poke about their minds. It was very unsettling. Nathrana has Gregory now, and I'm upset.
Wow.
So I love D&D.
That's a lot. It's a lot. Um, yep. I was
Yep.
only like watching for a half hour, and I was like, oof, this need a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yep. Stressful.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad that everyone's alive as of right now.
Just can't move.
And we'll see what happens this week. So, in Extremis on Saturday, with our crew still split, those in the dream realm continued their mission. Resolving the wizard's dream would both aid their new friend Ghost and allow them access to the dream heart tempest, the eye of which held the Everbloom, which they seek. Of course, nothing is simple, and our dreamers found themselves past the beach and out into the water searching for anything that stood out. Several large clamshells did exactly that, and they were protected by giant sharks. Our dreamers battled the sharks while prying open the clams in search of a pearl until they ultimately found one. Racing back to the shore, they turned in the pearl, only to have the wizard learn more from their battle with the sharks, allowing him to complete his work on his spell and thereby resolve the dream. Ghost said goodbye, and our dreamers pushed on through the terrible tempest of primal energies, barely making it to the eye of the tempest. Once inside, and with Cassius and Ashvar revived, they find an Everbloom patch and take two. Then, with a little difficulty, return to the waking world, only to find someone new with a notebook hovering over them and taking their vitals, which was Lily's character. So,
Yes.
not
yes.
a baddie, just
You
someone
never know.
someone they didn't recognize. So
Yeah.
yeah, groups back together. We're no longer a split party that we have been for the past 3 sessions. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's amazing.
Yay. So that's it for the recaps. As far as announcements go, we don't really have too much. For our Patreon supporters, we have our Patreon movie night this week. And if you're not a Patreon supporter, what are you doing? $20 and up tier is what gets you the movie nights once a month. Check out our merch store on our website at madbirdstreams.com. And yeah, we should have, check out our newest campaign, Sundered Fate, which obviously exciting things are happening on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So it's a little bit different than the other campaigns. And then soon, within like the next 6 to 7 weeks, I think, we should have a campaign on Fridays again. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So super excited for that. No birthdays this week. If your birthday is this week and we've missed it, happy birthday. Hopefully it's a good one. And that's all we have. So we'll see you on Twitch. We'll see you in Discord. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Test. All right, there we go. Okay, so the right device is set, right? But then you go into that right device and it's like, oh, that device is this device. I don't know why there's a sub menu to choose again, but let me do it for you all too. Would you all, anyone say anything?
Yeah.
Anything?
You can. Hello?
words.
Boop, boop,
There we
beep,
go.
boop.
Yes, I'd like to hear that song. It goes beep beep boop boop.
Beep, boop, 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 beep, beep, beep.
Yes, thank you so much, No Marbles. I really appreciate it. Okay, good. Yeah, because that wouldn't have been a great episode if for you
Utter
all. It would have been great
silence.
for us. We can hear each other, but yeah, not so much for you all. Thank you. Steph's mic isn't picking up the chewing though, not at all. Definitely not chewing. Just kidding. Okay, cool. So here we are. We're back. Dreamers are awake. They met the new person that came up from the Omega Curtain, Elana. Sadie's been aboard the ship for a week and a half. Dreamers led by Ashavar through the dream realm were successful, barely. And I mean, they're awesome. And so I don't use barely like, wow, you barely did it, but barely like they put their all into it. And 2 out of 3 were unconscious when they made it into the Tempest and still kept pushing until they succeeded. So kudos to them. And they can help the nightmare creature. We'll see. We are on our way to Glurblglck, the floating cloudshine island, to meet back up with Alianor Sunray and Sons, and produce all the airships for the UAF. And yeah, we're gonna get there. Ghost said in the dream, "Oh, let me give you all a cut. You helped me out so much. Where can I meet you?" And they shared they were heading to Glurblglck. So Ghost may make it there in time too. I think she said that she's gonna get dropped off where she wants. She's only a week and a half away. So we'll see. Got about a week's travel there. So over the next week of travel on the ship, maybe that's jumping ahead. Does anyone have anything you're all they want to do now? You're all in the galley. Half the tables and chairs were moved to set up 3 beds for the dreamers. The 3 of you have awoken. You've encountered and met Elana briefly. Is there anything that you want to do like here in this moment or this day after waking up?
I'd probably eat some food and get to know Sadie and Alana a little bit before marching myself off to my room to, of course, if they're there and not scampered off to some interdimensional whatever, tell my plushy friends about what happened and then have a long rest because I almost died twice.
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
Okay. And Grundy, anything for you?
I think I will sit in too and like get to know the 2 new crewmates just because
Sure.
yeah, I already know Sadie more or less because of the week that we've been working together. But there's a new face. And I didn't get to see this face at first. I got to see a notebook and then the face.
All right. Well, do you want to do that along with Ashford, or just like give out or separate? I don't want.
We'll do it like a group, as if we were actually sitting at the table chatting. It makes more sense that way.
All right. Yeah. So Ashford, Grundy, the 2 of you see like Ilana is over by the table, like writing, scribbling in her notebook with this fantastic arcane arm. It looks like glass, but that's articulated at all the different joints, wrapped in gold, thin bands of gold around to contain it. And there's a flowing arcane energy, scribbling notes. And Sadie's just like 2 chairs down, enjoying some food, I imagine, and kind of like admiring
something.
Yeah, admiring the architecture of the ship and like. So the 2 of you, Ash and Grundy, you get your food and you're able to sit down across the table from them. Sadie and Alana, you see the 2 of them sit down.
Oh, hi, Grundy.
Oh, hi, Sadie. I guess we have you and Sorry, what was your name?
Elana and Pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Grundy Silverstreak. And this here is Ashavar.
Oh,
Yes. I guess we have you two to thank for keeping us keeping us afloat in general and making sure we were okay.
Oh, the course was absolutely fascinating. I was recording your
I mean-
pulses and your pupil movement. It was so impressive. I loved it. I
Hmm.
have so many notes. Do you want to see them?
Absolutely.
She'll hand over the notebook.
Is it legible?
Barely.
Barely. Wait, is it in common?
Right? Yeah, you're writing in common.
Ooh, I kind of want to say no just for flavor.
Okay. Do you have a language you think it would be your first hand for notes that you know?
Let's say Elvish.
Okay. I think Grundy, you, of course, I believe.
I speak Sylvan, so I'm not sure if
Oh.
it's close enough to that. But
Probably
yeah,
not. Yeah.
probably
But you
not.
recognize that it is Elvish at the very least.
Yeah, the flowy script. Yeah. Well, yeah, very nice handwriting, but unfortunately, I don't read Elvish.
Sorry, I could have it translated if you're really interested.
Oh, yeah, no rush, no rush.
She like
Just wanna-
immediately going and translating it.
Oh boy, so Granny will like take a few moments to like bite while somebody else talks.
Sure, it'll take some time. I mean, Elena here was the one that was mostly, looking at your vitals and everything. I was just watching. I mean, it was really interesting though. Some crazy stuff that was said while y'all were out.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Hope I-
weird noises. You know what happens when people are in dream state, sleeping.
Don't think I talk in my sleep. Maybe Ashavar does.
Oh, you talked.
Oh,
So did
yeah.
Ash, and so did Cassius. But nothing bad. Don't worry. It wasn't anything incriminating or anything. It was just your typical, just words here and there, some grunts, some sighs.
Just meanwhile, just upraised eyebrows, sipping on his tea. Like,
So was that
Hmm.
your first trip to the dream realm?
technically, would be the second,
Oh,
but this
you're
would be the
frequent
first time.
travelers.
Well, by necessity.
Oh,
Yes, we have a mission, and our mission leader over here can explain. And he just keeps on eating.
your mission leader. Ashavar was your mission leader.
Well, Ashavar got us into this, so
Oh,
as far as eyebrows kind of raise a little bit, and she has kind of a very innocent, but not really underneath expression on her face.
Ashavar, good
Mid-
job.
brownie.
I know I want brownies.
What was your goal in the dream realm, if I might ask?
Oh, we needed to find this really special flower that you can't really find in the material plane called an everbloom. And we're going to take it back to island of Macaw. There's this creature living out in the forest, and it's kind of stuck in this life-death daily cycle that's not supposed to be in.
Oh.
And so we're going to take the flower to them and see if we can help.
hopefully it'll relieve a lot of pain, because the whole going through your entire life cycle and repeating it can't possibly be pleasant.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun at all.
No.
Start scribbling in her notebook again.
Have you encountered anything like that in your travels, either one of you?
Not
No.
particularly, no. I used to go into the dream realm in primary school, but never with such a mission in mind.
Oh, that must have been fun as a little one.
Oh, it's
And the
fantastic.
dream
I
realm.
loved it.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, we didn't have any dream realm trips when I was little. Oh, that would have been nice, I think.
I believe the closest thing I have to a dream realm, he actually does the air quotes thing. Dream realm trip would be arriving in this dimension.
Oh, so you're from another dimension?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. One similar to this one, or is it vastly different?
I would say so. I've kind of like guessed that Elana is not from this time frame just because of her speech patterns and everything. So it's like kind of right, like an archaic way of talking, almost.
Do you feel like you would differ, Alana? I guess it'd be up to.
I don't know that it would be clear yet. I feel like if we talked more about the time, there'd be like a look of confusion.
At the
on
very
her face.
least, yeah, I think you know that she's from some other. I guess you're pretty new to Dimension too, but you haven't heard of any schools yet that teach Dream Realm, like Arcana in primary school. I mean, yeah, like middle school.
Nope, not where I've come from. Well, so changing tack then. Basically, we'll say, yeah. My world was, if you were to take off all of the Omega Sea and plop everything back onto terra firma, as we say, just onto the ground, oceans everywhere, then yes, sort of similar. But our ships never, only a few of our ships would sail the skies. Everything else would be on water.
Interesting.
Is there a name? Do you have a name for your dimension? Do you have a name for your dimension?
Not really, no. Honestly, well, it was supposed to be a we. My sister was supposed to come with me, but she actually forced me through the portal after our friendly magician had actually created it for me to visit. Well, not really to visit, but more to find out more about my family's roots. Because one of my parents is from this dimension.
Oh. Well, how did your parents meet if they're from different dimensions?
I imagine much the same way I ended up here. My father ended up over there.
They were travelers then, explorers, adventurers.
Well, my mother was.
Okay.
My father more or less met her after he came through his portal. And then, yeah, you know how families just start.
They start.
Yeah. Well,
How
yeah.
families
Birds and the
start,
giant bees.
or
Yeah.
Well, you know.
oh,
Rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was just myself, my sister, and our parents. But
oh,
I'm not quite sure yet, but I think I'm all that's left now.
interesting. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, unless you're glad that you're the only one left.
Can't imagine a situation where that would be a good thing, but I'm hoping my sister survived, but I'm also kind of looking for a way to either get home or get her over here.
Oh, well, it sounds like you have at least with the ones that are left, a decent relationship with them.
I mean, there's a reason I drink so much tea. It's not so much I like it, because I would rather have anything but tea. But I do this to honor her, just in case.
Oh. Well, that's sweet of you. Sure.
I also have a fine collection, so if you would like some tea anytime at all, let me know.
Oh, I'm not much of a tea drinker, but thank you.
And the offer goes to Elana too.
No, thank you. I abhor leaf water. Thank you, though.
So, how did you come about? Well, how did you end up here on our ship?
Oh, I came from the Omega Sea.
She kind of just like share a look with Ash. From the Omega Sea?
Oh, yes. Well, I was there, right, when it flooded.
What year was that?
Oh, apparently 5,000 years ago. Still processing that one.
So, like, near, a little far from home.
In a chronological sense, I suppose.
Well, I'm sure we'll all try and, make you feel at home at least over here.
Greatly appreciated.
All right. Well, yeah, some questions answered, some new ones come up as you dine together, but you get a pretty positive feel from Sadie and Alana, very distinct personalities, but welcoming. They both seem to have sort of an appreciative air of just kind of being here. Little excitement. Yeah. Is there anything anyone would like to do today specifically, and then I'll jump to that week of travel to Glurblglck. Anything today?
I think eventually Ashvar would start to nod off into her plate, and before she face plants into her food, she would get up and like yawn, and kind of in a like sort of out of it voice, be like, "I'm gonna go to bed," and then point at like kind of a collective point at Sadie and Elana. And you guys seem cool. You should stay. And then like sort of amble off to her room.
That.
Crash.
Have a good one.
I
Good sleep.
Oh, those damn bees.
Mm-hmm.
And the sharks.
There's a hum to the entrance that just a little bit has a no.
No. To soundproof my room.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think Grundy will stay for like another 10 minutes, chat with Sadie about like, the like engines and stuff, but like to catch him up on what happened with the ship battle. And then he's gonna go off to bed and sleep for like a week.
Nice.
Before Grundy leaves, Sadie's gonna be like, so what do y'all do to earn money here on the ship? As a job?
Well, I would say that's honestly a very good question, but most of the time we do earn money from our little adventures. Also, sometimes we do end up with a little bit of loot, depending on where we've been.
You have a shop you keep somewhere, or something to do when you land on towns to make money to spend or to live on?
I believe Sinister's the only one with an actual shop, but that's another story for another time.
No, I've heard. Yeah, back on Atmos.
Yeah, good scones.
I worked at a bakery, and they were kind of our rival. So I would argue on the goodness of the scones that they had, if you could call them that. But bless their hearts. But I
It's a darkness and shade that falls over the lunch space for a moment. Just kidding. Sorry.
Bless her, bless their hearts.
Just wondering. I did some business back on Atmos here and there, and just wondering how y'all make your money. But if it seems you make it doing your adventures, and that's fine, I guess.
We do that too, or the occasional contract. somebody
Okay.
asks us to do something for them. And sometimes the adventure itself is its own reward.
I bet. I bet. Okay. Well, and she just starts eating her snacks again.
I bet. It's so much shade. I love it.
But yeah, if we're ever in Atmos, remind me to go to your bakery.
Oh, it's not one I own. I just
Oh.
worked there and helped out in
Oh.
the kitchen. Yeah,
Okay,
no,
okay.
that wasn't
Well-
my business there.
Well, then
I mean, I
look
did that
forward
on
to
the
sampling
side.
some of your baked goods here then.
Okay. I mean, that's something for some other time. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'd like to see how your stuff compares to Vic's and Zia. They're pretty good. So
Oh, sure. Sure. I'm sure that they are.
have a little bake off. All right. Well, you two, feel free to knock if you need anything. I'm gonna go and get some much needed rest. The last, I don't know how long we were gone, but the last few have been really rough. I almost lost these two. I almost lost the two. So
Okay. I'm sure that it can be troubling. Well, have a good rest and
Mhm.
see you later.
with a nod, Grundy saunters off.
Okay. Excuse me. All right, that leaves Elana and Sadie to table. Zia in here, maybe. I think Cassius is gonna go rest. I guess I should check and see. Zia, is there anything that you'd like to do today?
Yeah, I think Zia's probably going to kind of go and offer to train with Guardian.
Nice. Okay.
Maybe kind of interplaying some of that with the information about Liazana and Simhazy.
Okay.
Not necessarily trying to pry, because obviously Guardian doesn't remember too much.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really want to remember too much, but asking if Guardian remembers, because like there's so many sending stones to keep track of these days. It feels like there should be one from Simhazy that we had with somebody, but he doesn't remember whether or not Cash has had it, or maybe Sinister took it with him, or who knows. So maybe in a rare circumstance, Guardian has one more brain cell functioning than Zia does.
Nice. All right.
That would probably be it for the day.
Okay. Interestingly, so yeah, since Guardian, of course, was there for some time, in that, Simhazy, Simhazy Isle. Yeah, so you talk with them, and they really seem she reads Guardian, so she seems like she just doesn't recall. Her memory is just absent. It clicks in that moment that, for what it's worth, and do whatever you want with this, but I think it would click that you have a specialist in helping recover memory on the ship. Vic.
Oh, true.
And that possibly the memories could be maybe restored, or at least some clues, something to, get a little more info. But my brain was stuck on that. I'm so sorry. You were asking about something that Cassius might have, or that Sinister might have taken? What was that again?
That's a great idea. Of course, Zia, obviously, having had some trauma related to her recovered memories, with some of them being good and some of them being in some weird spaces, might be a little hesitant to suggest that at this moment, but might think about planting that seed further down the line as something that could happen, but was wondering if we remember having gotten a sending stone with anybody who was at the island, because there were very few people there, and it doesn't seem like Ash has one. And if we had gotten the sending stone from there, I mean, it would have been Cassius or Sinister probably who ended up taking it. And if Sinister took it, then that is what it is. But it would be interesting to talk and see if we still have a contact on the island. Not really necessarily right now because there's so much going on,
Sure.
but maybe at some point down the line.
Okay, I'll take a little peek here in the background and see. I don't think there was the person, the scientist at the bottom, and then the person who technically ran it at the top, and their assistant, but I don't think you got a setting stone. But I will check in the background here, and then Cassius can let you know, like, no, or yeah. But I think if anyone would have it, I imagine Sinister would have turned over any setting stones too. They probably wouldn't need them or want them at that point. So, but I'll look into that in the background.
Okay. I'm putting things in the Zoom chat as well.
Nice. Okay. Jay, I will look into that. Remind me on break if you don't mind. I'll take a look at their.
Oh, don't worry about that. Let's say
Okay.
we talk about it. Guardian probably doesn't super remember, but maybe something might be, a memory might be triggered in a later situation where we don't have as much going on.
Perfect. All right, Elana and Sadie, the two of you are left sitting at the table. Is there anything you two want to role play out today, or otherwise we'll jump on onto the next week?
I think just throughout the week, Alana probably would have hunted someone down to kind of give her some more training on the ballista.
Okay.
I think she would have gotten the idea that this is going to be kind of like a normal setup for them. And she'd want to be more helpful in that situation.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do some checks then over this next week. Anything for you today, Sadie?
Sadie would probably hang out or try to help Ash if Ash is willing with the ship, or just kind of try to learn different things about the ship.
Okay.
With different parts, just try and take in as much as she could, probably.
Okay.
Probably in a way in that, like, she thinks that it's a possibility that she could stay on here, but just in case something goes wrong or something happens and she doesn't, then she wants to take in as much knowledge at first as she can. So she'll probably be spending a lot of time doing that rather than just kind of like, sitting around or whatever.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Well, since we're tackling next week, let's check with Grundy. Anything for next week? The next week before getting to Glurblglck.
Probably not as much as just refreshing himself on his books. And trying to just process everything that happened and seeing what he can do better to like make sure everybody's protected.
Okay.
Just because I think in some way Grundy feels like he didn't do enough to keep Ashabar and Cassius from going down.
Okay. Sorry, just a sec.
I mean, to your credit, Grundy, Ashavar is reckless as the day is long.
Yeah.
But yeah, your tank shouldn't be down to 7 hit points.
Ashvar, anything for over this next week that you'd like to do?
She'd probably rotate between sitting at the bow of the front.
Oh,
Or is the
okay.
stern front?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Which
But
one? Anyway, the front of
The bow's the
ship.
back, right? Turns the bow.
No, it's
Turn.
bow is the
Bow.
front,
Mm-hmm.
port is left, starboard is right, aft is back.
After.
Yeah, aft if you're on the deck, stern if you're underneath.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Anyway, she'd be sitting, like at the bow of the ship.
Okay.
and playing her viola, viol,
Yeah.
and alternating that with like helping out around the ship and messing around with her alchemy kit. Not trying to like brew potions right now. She's more interested in like pyrotechnics that you can throw at something and make like
Oh,
fireworks and shit.
okay. I like it. All right. I'm figuring out roles in my head as I go around too for different things. That's just Zia then. Anything for Zia over this next week here on the ship?
I think it's just going to be thinking about, just still processing everything that we've learned from Alana and thinking about Luisana as well.
Okay.
Maybe
Alright.
kind of pondering a little bit of Guardian's backstory
Yeah.
for a future time, but
Nice.
considering what's lying ahead at Glurblglck, there's a lot of other stuff happening.
Hi. All right. Let's see. In that case, Alana, can you go ahead and let me just check the battle things here. I feel like that is a. See if you want to have. Here's a ballista. Oh, I need that. This one. It's a range attack. So if you wouldn't mind doing a give me 3 separate dexterity checks, as you've got a week and you're practicing. A lot of it is being dexterous, honing in and holding steady on a target, releasing that latch without jerking, the thing, the weapon. What's your first dex check?
Put them all at the same time. Is that?
That's fine. That's fine. You can add 7 to each of these, by the way, because that's what the weapon adds. You're dexterous, so we're gonna see. You've got guidance with this, so go for it.
So +7 and.
Just let me know. Yeah, each one. The dex check, not a save. Just a check, and then add 7, and then just tell me the 3 rolls.
I'm sorry, I'm not processing what you want me to add.
Just, it's not a dexterity saving throw, so you don't get, a bonus stuff. Yeah, it's just a dexterity check, and you add 7 to each roll.
Okay.
On top of your dex modifier, because it's a dex check.
Okay, then it's 2 29s and a 22.
Jeez. Okay, well, with your near god rolls, I guess that explains why you did well for your first time using it. A lot of this makes sense. Again, you have a mind that just breaks down the engineering. It's almost like Sherlock Holmes, the newer BBC series, where like things pop up in your head, deductive reasoning wise, and you're like calculating arches and shit. And you're just like, yep, okay, boom. So you are. You're already proficient. You're proficient, so you now have proficiency, with a week of training. Which is incredible. So, and whoever's teaching you that, I'm gonna say maybe it's probably Vic is just gonna be really, he's gonna be really excited for you because it's Vic, and pleased with your work and like go you, and also like in a little disbelief that you haven't used these before. Well done. Okay. Sadie, you were looking to work with Ash to learn a little bit more about the ship. So, if you would, please roll 3 separate. Let's see. You're learning about the ship. I think they're going to be intelligence checks, and add a +4, not a save. Intelligence check. And add a +4. You can roll 3 separate times. Sure. If you're talking, you're muted, or I can't hear you.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
My first roll is a 13.
And did you add the 4 to that? Okay. Next roll. It's not bad. 13's good.
Another 13.
Okay. Steady Steady pace learner. That's good too.
And the second one is a 14.
Look at this. See, improvement. So you're like the tortoise. This is great. Yeah, you're. um, I'm gonna say that. So you become familiarized with locations and property, locations and functions of the engines and different parts that run this ship. It's definitely awe-inspiring. These are the things that common ships are built upon. The speculation of these things. So it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, but you do pretty well. You don't know all of the particulars yet, the operations and specifications of all the stuff. But again, you know the locations of where you might need to go to fix something. Oh, I know where that is. Boom.
Okay.
And you know the functions of each of these things. So I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure you can mark here. If not, I can. You have half proficiency in engine repairs over the week.
Okay. Okay.
Wonderful. Grindy, you were going to be hanging with Ashavar, I think, a little bit. I'm so sorry, my brain does not want to remember what you were doing. Was that just to spend some time, or was there something you were practicing or working on with Ashavar?
So I actually went to bed, and I'm like sorting through the spells that I've learned and trying to make sure that I get them right the first try.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
So I figured I'm probably using that special room we have, kind of like just set up like targets there, and like so sort of self-sparring kind of thing.
Okay, nice. All right. Okay. So yeah, you spend the week, just practicing your spell work and doing your best to work in that
spell work
practice.
and also the physical stuff, because I have to balance being a barbarian and a druid.
Right. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah. So as a lot of you are walking by in the ship and everything, you can hear every so often that through the doors, the grunts, and then the whizzing of arcane energy, and then the slashing or battering of a weapon. Grundy hard at work.
So now the captain's quarters is like the danger room or whatever it's called from the
Yes, X-Men. Yes. Oh, it's amazing.
Well, considering he's an orc, the physical dummies that he has to punch have to be able to withstand it. So
right. That room was always overly dangerous. I'm sorry. In X-Men, like that no, it was deadly. Let's see, Zia. Right, you were doing those other things. I don't think there was anything like skill-wise you were working on. It was more like just keeping in check with all that pondering thing, such, and asking questions, having conversations. Okay. And Ashavar, I'm so sorry. My brain does not want to hold on to anything tonight. You were playing the viol though on the front. That's what it was. On the floor of the ship.
And messing around with the alchemy kit.
That's what it was. Okay, perfect. Would you please? We'll do two things because you're already proficient in your viol, I think, right? Or were you working towards that? You're proficient already.
Yeah, but not with the alchemy kit yet.
All right. Go ahead and make a wisdom check, and you can add. Let's see, with your practice so far, you can add a +3 to the rolls. 3 separate rolls, wisdom checks, +3 for each.
Like charisma, the alchemy kit to cooperate.
Please work. Listen, gotta work today. That's awesome.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you sort of about how you do what I want you to do.
Nice.
Okay. So that's a 19.
Ooh.
And 18.
Oops.
And another 18.
Nice. Okay, you've been practicing with this. When you have the time, things have been pretty crazy town with being so busy and drawn all over the planet and being spies and the UAF and everything else. So, but you've had enough practice with this now where you understand plenty of the basics and can really focus on mastering the specifics, the fine tuning of alchemy. With those rolls, by the end of the week, you are properly proficient in the alchemy kit. Congratulations. Wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful. And if you can't add that, let me know. Actually, I'll just go in here and add it because I think it's a pain for players to add tool. And I believe it's oops, not a custom tool. Nope, it's just a existing tool. That's what I want to remove that.
I have the drop down too, but just for future.
There we go.
reference.
Ta-da! Nice. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. That's it. The week goes by. There's, I'm sure Grundy Guardian's gonna want in on your sparring at some point. She's all about
More than
that.
happy.
Nice, nice.
I feel like at like various points throughout the week, Ashavar would come up to the deck to like demonstrate the fireworks she's working on, but always end up with the like soot all over her face and no fireworks until like at the end of the week when she finally manages to do it right.
Nice, nice.
Just random explosions coming from Ashavar's room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You will end up with one properly working potion that's in that vein. I've got a book I'll consult and I'll let you know.
Okay.
But basically, you were trying to make the fire or explode in people's faces type of thrown. Okay, perfect. Okay.
More like a flashbang than an actual damaging.
Disorienting kind of. Okay, gotcha. All right, excellent.
Luckily, I have prestidigitation, so I can get the soot off my face and be like, "No one saw that.
Nice.
That didn't happen."
Amazing. Sadie, you see out of the porthole a little puff of like dark smoke go by, like, oh no, what's wrong? Where could that have come from? The engine? It's like just from Sadie, from Ashbar, but you have no idea. All right, so a fun week goes by. It's kind of nice to have a little downtime from all of the madness of standard travel, no hiccups, smooth running. Everyone's, you're spending your meal times off and on. I know everyone doesn't eat quite at the same time, but plenty of meals together, asking each other on the ship. So a couple of fun nights probably for those that like to rest and hang out and play some music or have a drink, play some card games. Do you have anything, Alana, or is you? Okay, your hand was partially. I just want to make sure you do have something.
I just wanted to add that throughout the days, her season would have changed. So one day she'll be in like autumn, so like her skin color and hairstyle and clothes color will be completely different. It'll just kind of alternate throughout the week.
Oh, fancy.
Okay. Okay, neat, very nice. I like that. All right, so we are arriving at Glurblglck. This is your 8th day of travel. It's the morning of. I'll give a moment for Alana to do Alana's thing, and if you want to talk about that at all, Alana, please go ahead. Otherwise, just let me know what everyone sees for that day.
She'll be in spring, so her skin will be green and she'll have shoulder length pink hair.
Nice. The pink eyebrows and same features. Just she looks obviously quite different with a different skin tone and hair. And is there any sort of different energy, or is it mostly in the appearance?
It's all just appearance.
Okay.
Nothing different in energy.
Nice. All right.
Alana, Alana, you look a bit. Do you paint your skin?
Oh no, just
What?
has this. Isn't that stellar?
Oh, in interesting. I've never well, I mean, I've met people that have been able to do that, of course. But it is lovely. But you look like yourself, but you changed only your skin and like the colors of your clothes, and your hair is a bit different.
Oh, it's not intentional. Comes with being
Oh.
Roger, I suppose.
It just happens.
Sometimes I just wake up and I'm different.
Interesting. Alana seems a little thrown off for after you tell her that. I mean, not Alana, but sorry. Who am I?
You
Sadie
seem
seems a
thrown off.
little.
I just did
Sadie seems a
that.
little. Sadie seems a little thrown off after you told her that, Alana. But she'll be like, "Oh, okay. Well, you look nice. I'm gonna go over here."
Yeah. She'll kind of like write off your reaction and be like, "Oh, she said I'm pretty."
Amazing.
I think at certain points, Grundy will just keep doing double takes whenever he walks past Elana, and then just start furiously scribbling in the notes and then walk away.
Nice.
It's like, today is green and pink. And then, today is orange. Oh, hey, she's blonde now.
About Grundy taking notes.
Seems to rely on notes, which I can respect. Yeah.
Noteception.
That
I think
is
if Ashavar crossed her path with a different appearance, she'd just like kind of look over and be like, "Hey, love the new look. Keep going."
Hey, okay. Well then, I love all of that. As we, man, where is that? Of course, I don't have that set. There we go. Oop. Oop. Yeah, you part through some of the clouds here, as it's you have to navigate into that cloud layer to reach Glurblglck. And you're getting pinged on that dome that Kip is using for navigation by Alianor. You kind of need someone on the island as it's moving to keep you updated on its course. And so they have, and so you arrive. This wonderful island. For those of you that have been here, you recall it being not just, home to cloud giants, but additionally a place of there's a lot of culture. There's a lot of history present here, proudly presented and represented in the storm, the cloud giants. There's an art gallery where there were a lot of prestigious paintings from painters many long past, but and not exclusively cloud giants either, but many cloud giants. Others just famous paintings that have made their way here. And what else? There was there's a park. There's a chess park where people were playing dragon chess, three-dimensional dragon chess, and that's where you discovered ice cream. Yeah, Alianor's set up there, or is frequently. She rents out of space. No, as you arrive, you dock in the rather grand port section, the docking section of the city. The city itself is not a massive city, but still could probably fit, somewhere around 70 or 80 of your airships. It's a decent size, and it's for cloud giants, so they need the extra space. As they stand 20 some feet tall, I believe. They're between like 22 and 28 feet tall. You might recall in the diner where Cassius dined with his brother, they had seating like three tiers up on one half the table, and then the other portion of the table was where cloud giants could stand to eat with guests that are, medium humanoid. So, you dock the ship. You all disembark, or is there anything you all want to do before you leave the ship?
Nothing with Sadie. She was just ready to go, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, not much. Grundy's just gonna be like almost like jaw like to drop because he's never been here.
Oh, okay. Nice. It's a
Yeah,
sight.
I actually I think that Zia might have been the only person here other than Cassius who was here previously.
I was
Mm.
here.
Oh wait,
Ashavar's
okay,
here?
Ashavar had joined
Okay.
by this point.
Good. Good.
Okay, cool. So we're the only two who know probably where to go at all.
Nice.
Wondering if we should try to information gather on that Great Cloud Giant Admiral who ordered that big common spell. Is what I will say to Grundy and Cassius since they were in the dream realm when we found that out.
Cassius, what would he? He's got some inside knowledge from his brother. So, yeah. I think it's good to keep our ears open, but we'll have to be as discreet as possible because when we left last time, they seemed to be in tight with the person that runs the mayor, whoever it was, running the island. They seem to. I mean, I think they're from here, being a cloud giant, but also I think they're tight with the people here. So maybe listen, not ask, but just like listen, or mention the UAF, see what comes up. But the more prepared we are, more info we have, the better.
My ears are as saucers or cones.
They're
They get
round.
cones.
Whatever receives information better, yeah. Nice. All right.
I just wanted to add, I think the only thing for Alana would be that she would throw on her robe/cloak of eyes before getting off,
Okay.
and is fully expecting not to recognize anything anywhere they go.
Nice. Nice. Alana's just, preparing and climbs up onto the upper deck as everyone else is sort of coming out as well. And you see her in this gown that has numerous dozens, at least, of eyes that are open and looking around in different directions. Do you have your cowl on, or are you keeping that?
Yeah, I'll say she'll put the cowl on.
Okay. Yes, you'll notice the eyes are kind of darting everywhere, but there's a larger eye on the cowl when it's up and activated that seems to follow wherever Alana's eyes go.
So,
Well, that's a little creepy, but I think we'll be fine.
a lot of eyes there, Alana. Are those from anything in particular? Those eyes?
Oh, they just help me see.
Okay.
everywhere.
They're not like the eyes of the people that you've killed or anything.
I'm not a murderer, unless I need to be. If I
Well,
say that, I
same.
never keep their eyes. That's disgusting.
I mean, I've known some, but never to have them all put into a cloak is a different story. But good on you.
Curious, how do you process all the input?
It isn't as difficult as you would think. It's very natural. So it's the same way
Scribble.
that a fly processes it. Not to say that I'm a fly. Please don't compare me to a fly. It would hurt my feelings.
Think they have flies anymore, do they? Yes, they do. I don't know much about the ecology of this world, so all I know is they've never heard of fish.
Mm. All right. Okay. You all prepare and disembark, heading down onto the planks. Of course, Doctor, you're accustomed to maybe like 20 feet across. These are about 50 feet across, just to allow plenty of room for cloud9 traffic. You find your way down. All of these lead sort of in an L shape. They're connected to one large L-shaped pier. These miniature docks where you've docked. And you navigate down that, and it turns in. As you navigate it straight down, there's sort of a wall of stone of the actual island. You have to turn right, and that guides you into a building. There is a gentleman in there. I
Here we
can't
go.
remember. I think that he was wasn't human, but I think he was maybe gosh, he was elven. Welcome. Glurblglck. Please approach carefully.
Is he the same, like, I don't know, dock
Mhm.
master or officer
Yeah. Think
person
about
that we met
it.
before?
Yes, please approach.
Sure.
Hey,
Mm.
what's your face? How you doing?
Yes, you've been here before. Pleasure. I recognize you, some of you. What's your business here?
We're meeting with a business associate.
Understood. There's filling out some paperwork for each of you. So, I don't need your identification. I found yours. Here's your pass, and passes you yours, Ashavar. Same one as last time with a fresh stamp. Of course. And you, and passes yours the, yes. And you, passes Cassius's. I'll just need identification for, the rest of you, please. And we'll get you sorted for how long are you staying here? Looks over to Ash. Less than a week.
I'd say so.
All right, week past then. Please supply your information. And in this world, everyone kind of, you have effectively a driver's license, but it's just kind of like a passport, more like a passport. You flip it open, you get your information there. Of course, Elana, that's a current thing. Grundy, that's for people of this world. And Sadie, that's up to you, given your backstory.
Sure. I mean, if it's something that would be common, like one. Where was she? One Atmos. Jesus. I was like,
I like that you were looking around. Where was I? Atmos.
It was common there. Then she would have it. In fact, she would pull out like this little, like, almost like a little wallet of sorts, and just start taking out like different like calling cards of sorts, with her name and like where to find her for certain things, and all these different cards. I'm like, oh, it's in here somewhere. Just give me 1 second. Let's see. That's for. No, that's a business card. Well, you can take that as well, and give him a wink, and then give him her ID as well.
Yes.
If Grundy or Elana are having trouble figuring out what information to give, can I roll deception to help them out?
Yeah, you will definitely notice. I mean, you tell me, Grundy, are you squirming at all at this, or are you giving any indication? Other than not
really.
presenting?
I'm kind of just like wondering how I could get an ID, just because I wasn't exactly, when I got taken into this world, I was already with pirates. So pirates don't kind of do ID. I think I still have my UAF ID.
Oh, yeah. Here's yours, Sadie, Madam Sadie. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a week pass. Yes, but neither of you. I'd love to, not expecting any other ships, but, I'd love to get you into the island. And
I feel like Alana is still kind of getting used to not being recognized. So she's still kind of like working through that mentally, but very clearly is not reaching for anything.
Okay,
Yes.
sir?
I'm actually relatively new here, so I've never actually had a chance to get ID because sheltered. Is there a way to get one in the city?
So you're new.
Hmm.
Where did
Where
you
these
come
two are
from?
from?
Ashvar, now you definitely know that, they're in trouble-ish if they want to get in, if you wanted to do anything. Where did you come from that you could get? Go ahead, Ashvar, if you got something.
Oh, this is going to be terrible. I'm going to kind of elbow my way into the conversation and kind of clap Grundy on the shoulder. And, well, my friend Grundy here, poor fella, he was kind of raised in this cult that was very anti-governmental stuff. And so his parents kept him from getting an ID because he didn't want the government tracking him. And they thought that like the government was going to put chips in his head and track his every movement and possibly explode the chip later when they wanted to, or use it to mind control him. So they kept him away from all of the offices where he could get an ID until he ran away a couple months ago and joined our crew. So it's been a little hard for him to over the years to try and get one. You know, those kind of like survivalist camps that think the end is coming and they stockpile weapons. They use their children as like a little militia. And she just starts getting more like
Indefinite.
flowery.
Nice.
She goes along.
So I'm going to have a roll, but not yet. Let me just see, because he'll turn and is that all true, sir?
Yes. You have no idea how much of a shock it was and how much of a relief not to keep eating canned food. I've never known good food until I've actually come out and escaped that cult.
Needs to be considering the story. You can either both roll deception checks, or one of you can give the other advantage.
I will give Asher advantage.
The not bard with all of the social skills.
Nice.
Fail me now.
I'm not barding.
That is a dirty 20.
All right, let's. I guess we should contest. Okay. Right. Well, my apologies, sir. That you've experienced that. I'm glad you're free of that. I can't offer an identification here, but a major city like either Atmos or my gosh, why can't I think of? Why can I not think of the name? Not Simhazy, the Staffney Island can get you squared away, or either of the twin cities of Santia.
Okay.
But I would recommend getting one if you wish to travel outside of whatever city you call home now. And madam,
Possibly will.
looks back to Alana. Your identification, please.
Oh, I don't have one.
Right. I need some identification if you wish to enter.
I'm not really sure where I could provide you with one. I've actually been in this state of stasis for the last 5,000 years.
Fine. Listen, if you're all, if you vouch for her, then I'll see you all in. You've been here before. You didn't cause trouble, but you will all be held responsible for her if anything goes awry with her behavior or course of actions on the island.
She is vouched for.
Before I answer, do I need to roll to remember this guy's name?
I would need to roll to remember this guy's name. So you can, if you want a name, Hubert.
Okay.
Hubert the elf.
Wow.
Well, Ashavar would answer first with like a sort of pop of recognition. Like, Hubert. Sorry, I called you. What's your face? Really sorry. It took me a second.
That's fine.
Yes, I vouch for her completely. She's a very excellent with words.
Right. All right. Yes. I don't know how to even process to handle that. And it's fine as long as you're willing to take responsibility for their actions while here.
Fully.
All right. Well, what is your name, madam? At least I can put that on your pass.
Elana Nevermere.
Right. Little stamp. 1 week pass. They can explain the rules, but it's basically be respectful. Don't cause harm unless you're threatened. There you are. Otherwise, enjoy yourselves and welcome to Glurblglck.
Appreciate it, Hubert.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And be well. Goes back, sits down in his little stool, starts reading a book, gets back to his book. And you're all welcome to head into the island. All right, Hubert, my notes.
So you guys been like waiting at the end of the dock? Like, what took y'all so long?
I don't have an idea. I wasn't aware that was a normal thing to hear.
Oh yeah, I mean, but like you just kind of say that, oh, we're gonna vouch for this person because we've been here before, and then they just let you in.
I know
That certainly would have been easier than. What did you say? I was in a cult?
But that was fun though, right?
Oh, but now you have to remember that every single time that we come back here.
Well, he did say I just needed to grab an ID from one of the other cities, so hopefully I don't have to remember much.
Wait, but how will you get into that city if you don't have an ID?
We've been to
Whole
Atmos.
story again. It seemed to work this time. I don't see why I wouldn't again.
It'll be fine.
We'll figure it out when we.
It'll work itself out, I guess.
Cult hotlines are very believable. Cults are insane.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Sadie will keep walking.
You walk up a large flight of steps. The left half is, cloud giant size steps. The right half is medium humanoid size steps. But it's a lot of steps for medium humanoid. A few hundred. Before you get to the top, and you're sort of centered on one edge of the island, and it's roughly a rectangle. You're looking down the long length of the rectangle. On the right-hand side are the museum and some of the city's administrative buildings and things. Along the left-hand side is more like the adventurer's side. There's a couple of taverns. There's a familiar, a couple of inns. There's a familiar tavern down on the very end, past a number of tents that can be rented out for people seeking adventures and so on and so forth. That's where you initially met Allie. And then along the very far end is it's like a chess part where you can play dragon chess. You can shop at all the little stalls there. It's sort of like the touristy section, but a lot of the cloud giants sit there and have they seem a lot of folks on the island seem to enjoy chess. You get your ice cream stalls and everything else. center of the island has a number of like the more residential area with a lot of homes and such, but there's also a beautiful fountain in the center of the city and some other lovely architecture here. Where would you all like to head?
Question.
Yes.
Do we pass the tattoo parlor at all?
Let's see. Well, you know what? Let me roll for that because I don't know if that would be here, but I don't want to exclude it. You do not.
Okay.
But you could look at the stands because that might be something that would be set up in that little park area that's sort of on the other end, like for adventures and stuff. There's a lot of interesting things that get changed out in those stalls there.
Okay. I'll wait to see where we go, and then if we do, I'll ask.
Yes.
So where do we need to go? Are we going to do some shopping, some looking around? I'd like to kind of see what's in the city a bit at some point.
I was thinking we would just meet Alianor where we met last time, but I don't see any reason we could do anything else here. Yeah, absolutely. Wasn't there something else from the Dream Realm or something that you mentioned that we were supposed to do here?
We do need to meet up with Ghost.
Ah. Dan, is Vic with
Give
us?
money.
Vic's not with you. Know he's on the ship. He is honestly on the ship, but you know.
At this moment, Vic just sneezes and is like,
"Oh, yeah."
Ghost.
Did Ghost say anything about where to meet or anything like that? We don't want to miss them at all, right?
They just asked where you'd be.
Yeah, no. Just said we'd meet up. I don't think we specified a particular place.
No, I feel
But
like
knowing Ghost should probably find us because I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Mystical monk ways.
I think Vic just has a type for rogues. Anyway, I feel like they have these adventurers tents where there are a lot of smaller taverns and people tend to congregate there when they're looking for people anyway. I mean, that's where Ashavar and I came across quite a few people last time we were here. So it's possible Ghost might just show up there at some point. I've definitely been through the city before and it's absolutely wonderful. But I definitely am a little tired and have a lot to think about, so I can definitely remain at the tavern just in case Ghost comes through and everybody else is out shopping, so no worries there.
I'll go with you to the tavern. He's carrying her Yola case.
Oh, okay.
I think Grundy will accompany Sadie and is Elana going to?
Going
Tavern or shopping?
probably shopping.
You think your 5,000-year-old currency will be good?
I guess we'll see.
Oh, do you have modern currency to use?
I don't know, Dan, do I have modern currency to use?
You have to imagine gold is gold. It's definitely not stamped and pressed in the same way the modern stuff is, but it's made out of gold. So you'll have to see.
Maybe they'll make an exception for little old me.
Well,
Maybe.
if you need any, just let me know. I can lend you a few.
Thank you, though. So kind.
Yeah. And Zia will probably be like, here's like, I don't know how much do you feel like you need? Like 100, 200, 300? And so then she'll end up pushing over like 250 and not accept no for an answer.
She'll like take it and walk away, but then as they're leaving, she'll cast Mage Hand and use it to like throw it back at her and like run away.
Nice.
I love it. I love it.
Nice. She's sprinkled with gold. You just see water running.
Can Zia potentially make a check to see that it's flying
Yeah, that's a deck save all day. Yep.
Okay. I got a 15.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, dodging coins. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you definitely notice them coming. You hear the clank as they're thrown.
Does he have enough time to just like reach your hand back and catch them?
Oh, yeah, like it's in a pouch? Okay, yeah.
Or assuming that 250 is just gonna fly all over the place. It's not
That's danger. Pick him up.
That
yeah.
would be really funny if it was just coming right at her, like 250 mage-handed gold bullets.
Nice.
Cause like an immediate scene with everybody like scrambling to pick things up.
Yeah.
Be like, Alana's definitely making a great first impression.
Nice, nice.
This is the behavior you guys said you.
Amazing. More of this. Yeah, make an acrobatics check to see if you kind of like snatch it. We'll do one of those turn and snatch instead of turn and dodge. Well, let's set the bar. Catching it, kind of difficult. We'll make it 16. 16 or higher catches it.
You underestimate my athletics and acrobatics abilities, Dan. 25.
Oh, yeah. You check and you
I just directly into
you look. Yeah. You kind of lean and grab.
Keep walking. She'll be like, to herself, she's gonna be like, when Alana's on the mind link, I'm gonna have another thing coming.
Nice. Alana, you throw it and run, and you hear, and you do like a double take as you look back, and you just see you take it pocket. Wait, what? And you keep running.
Eventually, she'll stop and realize she has no idea where she's going.
You found yourself in front of three big tents set up for visitors to the island, Elana. Sadie and Grundy, did you run along with Elana, or
no?
Right, Sadie didn't. Grundy, how about you?
I kind of just kept her within sight.
Okay, you see her run to the left, and she turned right to go up that left-hand side of the island. And further in the distance will be like that kind of shopping stall area with a chest mark. But right now you're in front of like 3 large tents. In fact, the one in the center says, let's see, I don't think that she puts her proper thing in there. And none of you really know where she's located because you haven't been here before. Yeah. So
No, the 3 people who have never been here are literally on their own.
You see a sign that just says Tempest Welcome.
I guess they have a welcoming party for us.
But your shopping is along the end of the island, so do whatever you like. Just Alana, that's what you see is if you're waiting for Grundy and Sadie to catch up.
I see a sign that says Tempest
In
Welcome.
front of the center tent. Yep. Sort of like on the end of the yard in front of the tent at the street where you're at, it says Welcome Tempest.
Okay, that's alarming. I'm not gonna go in there. I'm just gonna follow like the age-old rule for children when they get lost in the store and just stay there.
Nice. I'll wait. Yeah. All right, Grundy and Sadie, taking their time and chatting. Catch up.
This is lovely. It's such a big city.
Well, physically, yeah. I mean, Atmos certainly was a sight to behold, but this is
for
the
sure.
thing where everything is 4 times the size of what it normally is.
It is. Yeah, that's really cool.
I have a question for you. You seem like an established part of the team. No offense, Sadie. You just seem also very new.
I am.
Are you expecting this? And kind of gestures towards the sign.
Never been here before, but I would imagine not. This smells fishy.
Yeah. I say we don't go in there.
Metaphor here, metaphor. Let's just say it smells like a trap. So I'm actually gonna quickly mind link to either Zia or Ashavar. There appears to be a tent up here that says in big letters, Tempest Welcome.
Could be any Tempest. You know?
With our luck, do you really think that's the case?
What do you think, Ashavar?
Oh,
you're
muted.
Unmute your brain. There you go.
She'd fire back. I don't know. That seems pretty specific.
Yeah, I smell a trap, but thankfully the three of us have better sense than to walk into one, at least not without the whole party.
But what if I didn't look like me?
Oh, yeah. You could, like, style your hair different?
No, I could just disguise myself with a spell.
Oh. Well, you can do that?
Stand by. I don't know if I can. Did I take that
I've been
spell?
thinking about it a lot, but maybe. Yeah.
I mean, you know, all power to you. Zia's here to be supportive.
I didn't take that spell. I don't think I can because I'm a sorcerer and I'm just a glass cannon.
I mean, you said it with so much confidence that I think you should just do it anyway.
You do have some, I think proficiency in the kit. Thanks to
that's true.
UAF and everything. For what it's worth. I know it's not the same, but...
Yeah. Is there somewhere around here I could make use of some, like, makeup and shit?
Yeah, absolutely. You find, let's see. I mean, if you and Zia, I think, were headed to, the tavern, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this particular tavern, it's that same one you went to before. Half of it is kind of designed for, again, cloud giant height, and everything else. But there is, if you have all that stuff in your kit, there's a few bathroom areas in the back. You're able to, find a stall if you want. It's got a mirror, and you could do your disguise kit there. If so, go ahead and make a check with your disguise kit, which I think, gosh, what did we have set for that? Disguise kit has, I think you can use either dexterity to manually apply it, or you can use, I think it was intelligence to, like, create, to design. But you can do it with advantage, because because your UAF work.
Do I get to add my...
It was a intelligence roll and then a dex roll, Dan.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Right. Yeah, make an intelligence roll first. That's the creation of it, and then the dex roll is the execution.
Yes.
But you do get to add your proficiency modifier. And intelligence, you don't get advantage, but your dex you will. Because you're going to have time. And so let me know your intelligence check, including your proficiency.
Meantime, Grundy's going to switch over to Cassius Link. Hey, Cap.
Yeah.
At some point, we may have to include Sadie and possibly Elana in the mind link. Because I can only imagine how funny I look right now.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We should, anyone with us we need to add. I guess we should talk, see if they want to join the crew or not. I know that there was talk about it, but we should make a decision and then Allie can add them, so.
Well, I think the main thing right now is try not to walk into this relatively obvious trap.
So that was a 12 on the intelligence check.
Okay.
And a natural 20 on the dexterity check for a total of 26.
Beautiful. 26. Excellent. So you're sort of in a rush, and, there's some distractions in here. So, like, conceiving of it, you come up with something pretty decent. But then executing it, it's flawless. What do you want this disguise to look like?
Okay, so I've got the identity that I came up with for my background, and I have also got another shady businesswoman identity. I think I'm gonna go with shady businesswoman identity. Her name is Lex Machina.
I love it.
Nice.
Do her hair a bit differently, adopt like a bit of a swagger.
Okay. You get all of these pieces together and set up, and you're doing that last check in the mirror. Go ahead and make a quick charisma saving throw if you would.
Oh.
I like the saving throw. I'm good at.
Yay!
19.
Nice. Okay. You are startled, but you keep your nerves about you as this incredibly loud rushing sound from the other side of the wall takes effect. And then you realize,
Yeah.
okay, I'm safe. It's just a cloud giant taking a pee in the bathroom
Yeah.
on the other side.
Okay.
You can pose yourself. And with that, we'll take our bio break.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, cloud giants pee really loud.
You really have to roll for a bio break transition.
Yeah, I gotta sell it.
Commitment. Oh my god.
So, for anyone that's new, we take a 10-minute bio break or so. Our audio will be hot, so feel free to chat with us, ask us questions, tell us your cool things, and we'll catch you in about 10 minutes. Kick you in. Boop. The RP button struck.
My god. I can imagine the size of those urinals.
Yeah, they'd be water park rides.
Oh no, Dad, no. No.
Disgusting. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Disgusting to some.
Oh my god. Stop. Oh, Lord.
We'll be right.
Yep, see
I
him.
will be back.
Me and my fancy transition.
My non-fancy transitions.
Oh my goodness. Chair, don't fall apart of me now. Oh, all right, we gotta switch to. Mm-hmm. All right. Brr. Boop. You're what now? Oh no. You got that? What's going on? You just been silly. Oh, oh. And the other item as well. It's a double wide. It's a lemon thing? No, it's not. It's a fudge thing. Okay, what is it? I can see the high contrast of dark. All right, let me eat some cheese. How's it go? The cheese tax? That's what it is. Just being silly. Yeah, the cheese tax thing. That's TikTok. Yeah, it is. Excuse me. I'm a dog. My cheese tax. Unbreak my cheese tax. They'll cheese tax me again.
Cheese factory explodes in France. Debris was everywhere.
Nice. No, 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 no.
Can't have any more cheese because I just had one of these delicious iced coffees. So
Oh.
that's enough lactose for me.
Yeah, bam. Pick it up a notch. Yeah.
I got excited when I saw Cloud City as the music. Then it wasn't Star Wars, so I was like, oh.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Coincidentally, Glurblglck is also the same sound that cloud giants make when they pee.
Nice.
Lily's face.
Love that. Oh, hi, the initiative order. Well, let me just get us back. Since you all just rated in so sweet like that.
Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, Raiders. I'm going to bring our screens back here because we just got rated by the initiative order. Such lovely content, and there's some people. We'll get back to live here. We don't leave you high and dry. How was your actually let me shout out. Shame on me. Order. Ooh, tabletop RPGs. I hope. How was your game tonight? What were you playing? And how did it go? All right, we are just coming back from our bio break and cheese tax break.
Cheese break.
Yeah. Get it. Our wonderful players have just arrived on the Cloud Giant Island. Glurblglck, the floating Cloud Giant Island. They're here to meet up with one of their benefactors, get some answers, play some chess, eat some food, relax a little. They've had a lot on their plates. quite a bit going on.
Ooh,
Anyway,
understatement.
yeah, I certainly hope you've had a lovely evening, everyone that raided in. And I hope that your game was a lot of fun and enjoyed all around the initiative order. Thank you very much for your raid. Okay. Well, in that case, music playing in the background a little more quietly, I think. And then we'll get back into it. I think that we were kind of all caught up. None of you were going into this building. The three of you don't recognize the building because you haven't been here before. And so I think Cassius is probably up with Zia and Ashavar. Probably wanted to keep ears, to the ground and, start watching for people, listening to people, seeing, how you're all going to meet. I'm just going to remind you, too, that Allie is on the mental lake.
Yeah.
that's all.
So Zia's just kind of at the bar, ordered a drink, waiting for Ashabar in the back, and then she'll go ahead and link to Allie and be like, "Hey, hanging at the same place as last time we were here. We can be here for a while. Please feel free to stop by whenever it's convenient for you. Let me know if I should order you anything, too."
You'll hear back. Oh, do I have her thing handy? What do? I don't know if I can get my hair up in this quickly enough, but right. So I will jump us actually over to have a better representation of Allie to our battle zone here. Here we are. Alianor Sunray. I'll put her in chat again too, just because it's been a hot minute, But you'll hear her respond. Oh, perfect. I tried to not announce that you'd all be here, but set up the usual tent that I stated last time. Just says Tempest welcome outside. But I love the sound of a drink, and I would be very happy to meet over at the tavern. But if we're talking business, we should do it probably away from Praying Ice. So you let me know what you'd like to do first. I'm happy to drink and chat another day, or you can come on over and we can meet out to business.
Yeah.
And then hit the mead.
Yeah, if you're already over there, I'll just finish my, I only have a small drink, so I'll finish that up quickly, and we'll head right over. It's just Ashabar and I. This time we have a few new faces from the last time we were here.
Right.
They may join us or may not. I'll have to talk to them real quick to see what their thoughts are. But we'll be over very shortly, less than 20 minutes.
Perfect. Well, I'll be here, and maybe I'll just get a drink or two out just to get a head start.
Yeah, we'll go out after. No worries, on us.
Oh, all right. Can't wait to see you. Glad you're here.
Same.
Boop.
And then after that, Zia will real quickly mind link with Grundy. Just relay, hey, just heard from Allie. The Tempest Welcome is not a trap. It's just her and her business associates waiting for us.
Oh.
We thought that they would be here at the tavern, but they wanted somewhere private. So we're going to go meet them where the Tempest Welcome is. You don't have to come, but we would love if you would want to be there. And then we'll probably come back to the tavern after.
Yeah, we're a few feet away from it. Looks like Sadie's itching to go shopping, though. She's kind of wander over to the to the shopping tents. So we'll be in the area. Just let us know when you're here.
Sounds great.
I'm pretty sure they won't appreciate a new face without any prompting.
Yeah. We'll introduce you when we get there.
I think at that point, Ashavar would come out of the bathroom, like cracking her knuckles and be like, all right, let's reconnoiter.
Oops.
And then Zia would relay to Ashbar as well.
Oh man. That was
We'll,
really
we'll come
cool.
back. We'll come back. We'll come back.
I'm keeping the disguise on. This is
You should.
a pretty good one.
Yeah, it looks great. I
So-
barely knew it was you.
Nice.
So Grundy will disconnect and then notice that Alana's just like staring intently. Yeah, mind link. Talking to the rest of the crew. Apparently, this is not a trap. It's actually an actual welcome for us. So they'll be here in about 20-ish minutes or so, something like that. So we can look around before we go in, because I'd rather not go in there as a new face.
Right. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
say that it looks like Sadie's gone and wandered off over there, so I guess I can follow her.
All right, so Alana, are you going with Grundy to find Sadie, or are you waiting? Okay. All right, so you and Grundy begin walking over to the shopping area. You're probably going to cross paths with Zay and Ashavar coming this way, because it's the same road. You got to use the same road, and they're at the end of it. And you have to cross that to get there. So Sadie, you're already in the shopping area, but Grundy and Alana, you have a moment where you see Zay and Ashavar walking back the other way. Alana just down at the street, doesn't say. All right, so Grundy and Alana, you're able to find Sadie, whereabouts are you? You've stepped into, it turns into sort of a square that you can walk around for, that's lined in the center with all these beautiful greens that have the chessboards on it, but wrapping around this walkway around the outer perimeter, all of these different stalls. Ice cream stall, interesting little trinket stall, some artsy, cute things here and there, plenty of knickknacks, and also, since you were looking for one, you find a little tattoo stall. They set up shop here and do a couple tattoos a day, 3 or 4.
Okay. She'd probably just impulse buy just a cup, like something sweet, like an ice cream or something.
Ooh, okay. That's new here. So
Yeah,
you'd appreciate
definitely
it.
something. Yeah, absolutely. But when the team finds her, I want her to be standing. I want her to be looking at the tattoo parlor.
Okay. You are at the tattoo parlor. Person's working, and it's just said, like, you know, just a minute. There's a tiefling woman, maybe late 30s or so. Lots of, tattoos already. Showing her work. Looks really cool. Very fun, fantasy style. Very visual. Very a lot of watercolor sort of work through the tattoos. Full sleeves across her back. She's wearing just sort of like a crop top, so you can see across the back of her shoulders, across her midriff. You see some that kind of start going over her hip, like she probably has them down, and you can see she has shorts that go maybe 3/4 down her thighs, and then you see the continuation of those come out and down the knee. You have a nice like a crimson red skin. Beautiful colors on these tattoos. And she just says, I'll be with you in just a moment. And she works on the person.
Sure.
And Alana and Grundy arrive. Ilana has found some snacks
Hey.
in loud bags that she's opening as she arrived.
I see something caught your eye.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna see, I saw this really cool tattoo on Ash. I was gonna see how much the tattoo, like if I described it to him, how much it would be to get. It's really, maybe you've seen it. Really cool tattoo on Ash's back. Not Ash Shavar, but Ash the ship person. And she'll describe it a little bit, Dan.
Okay.
To Grundy.
All right. You begin.
Sounds
Let me
cool.
think if Grundy would recognize this, though. Yeah, because that was on. Oh, wait, was Grundy there for that, though? What's it? This is going to be interesting. So, yeah, Sadie describes a tattoo that sounds pretty cool. goes into enough detail for you to be able to visualize it. But to Lana and Grundy, I don't think either of you have actually seen this design before.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask about and see how pricing and stuff.
Really cool.
Oh, splendid. We should do it. I love tattoos.
Oh, I can tell. Did you get those all done in one place, or did you do them yourself? Your tattoos.
No, I'm just trying to think. I don't think she would have done it herself. Dan?
I mean, she could have, but no, I imagine she would have left it to someone that specifically.
Someone back at in your town?
Yes. I had them imbued with some shielding magic.
Oh, lovely. That's really practical. I like that.
Oh, yes.
Then Grundy kind of like lifts up his tunic a bit, and then you just see like a bear claw across the chest, and then some branches on the other side, kind of to symbolize his.
Look
his
at that.
classes.
Sadie will kind of reach out and just gently touch, and then and then
Like the
pull her
Captain
hand
America?
back. Yeah. Oh. Would you look at that? These are
Yeah.
lovely. Lovely.
Oh, thank you.
And tattoos.
I figured it would kind of bring home the fact that I'm both a bearer of the bear token, bearer of the bear totem,
Bearer the bear token.
but also to symbolize that I am one with nature.
Oh, well, that is very good. I like that. I like things that mean something, Maybe the tattoo artist will know if there's a special meaning behind this tattoo. And when I describe it to him, maybe it means something.
Or you could ask Ash.
Ash seemed like they wanted to cover it up pretty quickly.
Fair.
I mean, they didn't they didn't make a scene, but, I know, as you say, tattoos can be, tats can be personal. So sometimes, I've learned in my business that, part of my business, that sometimes I'd ask people about their tattoos, and they would get a little defensive sometimes, a little guarded, because they mean something to them. So I just didn't want to
ask people about their tattoos in a bakery.
Oh, it wasn't the bakery, hon. It was it was something else I did. At the brothel I worked at.
Eating this really cool thing. She's never heard of potatoes being done this way, but they were cut into thin little slices and crisped up and then seasoned. And these are like something called barbecue.
But it was at the brothel I worked at.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, that makes more sense than asking strangers in a bakery about their tattoos.
No, yeah, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, when someone's standing naked in front of you for long enough, you kind of, try and do some small talk sometimes if they want that,
It sounds like Dom work. They're just standing in front of you naked for a long time.
I'll get in your money's worth.
Yeah.
The alternative being somebody standing in front of you naked, and you're asking them about baked goods.
I mean, I've done that before, but that was upon request. So,
Spoke to them about their buns. Got it.
Oh, you mean metaphorically? Of course.
Boop. And Grundy's like,
Where's this tattoo person?
They're working on a person, but they'll, it's around that
Grundy
time.
wonders at this moment why his pun had failed so epically.
All right, now you just let that rest for a minute, and I'm gonna just help these folks over here. Ma'am, thank you for your patience. Half a minute
Of
or two comes
course.
up to the counter, leans, on her forearms. All right. Oh, I love your work, says over to Alana.
Thank you. I got it done nearly 5,000 years ago.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Aged well. How can I help you?
Yeah. I saw someone with this really cool tattoo the other day. I'm not really sure if it means anything, or I also want to get like a price in on how much it would be if I,
Sure.
Someone would get one like it. And she was like, "Do you have a piece of paper I can maybe draw on?"
Yeah. Often gives you,
Okay.
sort of a charcoal etching tool.
She'll do her best to represent the tattoo, Dan. Doing so, I will. As she'll try to explain, like verbally explain it to you
Okay.
as she's doing it. So
Roll with advantage, Jen, as you're sort of doubling down. For
performance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a 14.
All right. You're seeing it take shape. 14's plenty to be able to get the idea across, since she's a really good
I see.
artist.
She'll turn it around.
I have to have her do a quick roll.
Sure.
She finishes it, and I guess something like this, then, and turns it around too. Does that look right? And it does. It looks very right.
Yes, that's it.
It looks awfully cool. Complicated. A number of different visual layers going on. Relatively intricate, not something you just see around. Not a Smurf. It's not, a starfish.
Smurf.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's none of that. It's intricate. But it looks really cool to all three of you. Well, this is pretty complex.
Sure.
I would say you're probably looking at 2 sessions. One will get most of the base work done.
Yeah.
Line work and base for the color, and then another one, you let it heal a bit, come back. And
Sure.
We've got, we can get you in that next day. We've got some healing creams that'll do the trick. We can get you in the next day, but you're probably looking about probably 50 gold for this. Maybe I could do 45, but I'll know better once I get the line work done and the base color.
I completely understand. You have to get paid for your work. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I won't, right. I won't be, I'll come back. We're going to be in town for a few days. So, latest I'll come back tomorrow, but I'm going to take my drawing here.
Please.
And, I'll hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, let me schedule you in, and then, it's 5 gold to hold the apart, because, some people flake. So it's 5
Grundy
gold to hold
Grundy will actually put down the whole 50 gold on the counter.
Oh.
And consider this a welcome gift to the crew if you decide to join. If not, you get a cool tattoo out of it.
He scoops up to 50. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Tomorrow, first thing in the morning, will be good. Sorry,
That'll be great. See you then.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Okay. Are you really sure as they walk out of that shop? Are you sure, Grundy, that's not
I'm
too
fine.
much? Okay.
It's fine.
I
And,
appreciate
if
it.
Elana finds something she'll like, she gets a welcome present too.
Oh, Alana, did you hear that? You get a welcome present as well.
Welcome be present being added to the mind link.
Oh.
I mean, that's a given if you join the crew.
Oh, well, I'd like to join the crew then. Provided it's okay with everyone else.
I'm sure they'd be happy to have you and your skills and just you in general for being there to help us out.
Splendid. Now, are there any more snacks like these barbecue chips? They're absolutely splendid.
Oh, honey, let's go and get you some snacks, and then we'll go over and meet the rest.
Stellar.
Okay.
I kind of wave to Zia and Ashvar. And Cassius.
Yeah, they're they're long gone. Yeah, they're down at the. They've arrived at the tent. They're waiting. As you
Okay.
embark on the because you cross them just before you enter this whole area. So.
Mhm. So kind of just going to update them by mind link.
Okay.
We're on a snack hunt.
All right. Okay. Well, we're here. Allie's ready, but I guess if you're getting snacks, bring some for everyone.
Sounds like a plan.
Captain's
We'll
orders.
bring
He
some.
jokes.
Got it. So Grundy will pick up some snacks for everybody.
All right. Anything else the three of you want to do in the shopping area for now, or are you gonna get the snacks and then head back?
Just getting the snacks.
Yeah. So you find your way back. Zia, Ashbar, you're in there. Excuse me. Allie has set the place up with a couple of drink carts, and she's got some food in there. Seems to just be her today, and is very welcoming as she is. I'm just so glad that you all made it back here. For the most part. I mean, I'm sad that Breelith and Sinister had to go their separate ways, but I understand. I'm glad they're alive, at least. Sorry for Liazana, that's concerning. But I'm glad you're all here.
We can make it as well. Oh, by the way, having already gotten into character, Ashvar is still maintaining it, swagger and everything.
Nice.
Like, since Allie has met with her multiple times, if she looks close enough, she would know that it's Ashvar under that makeup, but she's still not acting like it.
Nice. Is it, who's is that? Right, you,
Yeah.
Ashvar? Crafty.
Yeah, well, we thought there was a trap in this tent, but so
Oh,
I was
right.
gonna do some reconnoitering, and I already got the disguise up, and I got into character, so I'm staying in character now.
I love it.
And she'll settle down in her seat.
You're killing it. That's great. And that's around the time Grundy and Alana and Sadie enter the tent. Welcome. Please sit down. And Allie waves her hand, and it seals up. There's a line of arcana and seals the tent behind you. So glad to have all of you here. Right. So Grundy, we met through the magic doodad Ash setup. And
Nice to finally meet you.
It's a pleasure. And she comes over and gives you a nice, firm handshake. And I'm glad to have you on our side. Right. I'm so sorry. I don't know either of you. My name is Alianor Sunray. I am of the Sunray family, but please don't be alarmed. I'm very much not aligned with my father's wishes and such, or endeavors. Sadie, you definitely know. Sunray and Sons manufactures all the ships for the UAF. All of them.
Okay.
I'm just calling me Allie, and she'll come up to Sadie first and hold a hand out.
Well, Allie, the name's Sadie. Hello.
Sadie?
It's a pleasure to meet you. Yes.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you too. I love your hair.
Well, thank you.
There's so much happening with it. I love it.
There's a lot going on, yeah.
Ooh.
But I love your tent here and your whole operation, and you look adorable, and
Thank you. Help yourself to a drink.
definitely thank you.
And turns to Alana. A pleasure. You're in spring form, right? I mean, does everyone have fantastic hair in your crew? I'm sorry. I'm Allie. And
Elana never met. I've never heard of your last name, so I promise you no bias.
Good. Well, that's impressive and relieving.
Right.
Well, also please help yourself to a drink or some food. I assume that while the two of you are new, you have a gist of who I am and what my main goal is, and she kind of looks at like the Cassius, Ash, and Mark, ready to see if they explained it to her.
I'm just kind of here for the ride. Kind of hitchhiked against their will.
So
More or
did
less.
I. But it wasn't against my will. It was because I needed to, because Atmos was under attack.
Oh.
So,
All right. Well, just to recap, then, I've set out and tasked your wonderful crewmates early on, quite a while ago, with recovering ancient technology. I believe that I recently shared my true goal with them. I believe that there's a way to free us of the Omega Carton and the Omega Sea entirely, the world, reunite all the quadrants. And I think the key is in the ancient technology. I know the pirates are after it too. I know the UAF is after it as well. I think more for nefarious means. Ancient technology offers incredible weaponry and advancements that we simply don't have. My goal is to retrieve enough and understand it to be able to remove the Omega Cartons. It sounds like you're a part of the crew, and Cassius will kind of like mental link with everyone else and kind of cover like if anyone has any reason they don't want them to join, or if they're okay with that.
Ashavar will fire back. No, they're good.
Yeah, it's okay. And
Yep, they're good.
Cassius kind of looks at them and nods. Yeah, we just took a vote. Yeah, they're in. Welcome aboard, you two, if you want to be.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, what she said.
Looks back at Allie. Right. That's sort of what some part of what you're getting yourself signed up for. I suppose as a sort of a last chance in case you don't want any of that. Yes, Ilana.
I just wanted to say, in regard to your goal, I'm sure that I could be of help, considering that your ancient technology was my modern technology.
How do you figure that?
Because I lived roughly 5,000 years ago. I was actually a part of the Omega Sea flooding.
He looks around at everyone.
Unintentionally, of course. It was a miscalculation on my part.
All right. It kind of looks at Sadie like, you too?
Oh, no.
No?
I'm from now. I'm not
right.
from that long ago. I don't think.
Fiddles with an antler. Right. Well, so you're familiar with this technology then, Alana?
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. In fact, I helped with the engineering of their ship.
And so please catch me up, and I won't make you role play it out, but she's you update her on the whole process, the spell, the everything. Like by the end, her mouth is just sort of agape, like, oh, well, I don't. That's incredible. I mean, are you willing to help us? Because it sounds like you'd be perfect for this.
Oh, of course, I'd love to remedy my mistake. Because after all, the goal I was attempting to reach for all of my life.
Well, it sort of sounds like I assume I'm just gonna figure because I don't want to make you there's so much info. I don't want to make you all have to role play it all out, but that you update her on like this information, the room with the world's end stuff on Macaw, or do you keep that to yourselves?
I don't think there's any reason that we would keep information from Allie. She hasn't shown us to be like non-trusting at any point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody who's here currently, we don't believe to be the traitor who we had heard about. So it would be within safe hands, at least in Zia's opinion.
And at some point too, Grundy will kind of describe the machine that we encountered in Atmos Isle to Elana and ask her about it.
Ooh. Okay.
And I don't know if, I kind of mental link Cassius, like, should I ask her about that lady who came from the Omega Sea? She seems to have laid claim to the technology.
Yeah, let's we don't want to overwhelm her, but I think that's a really good idea. I'd start with the technology.
Mm-hmm.
And then ask if she knows Dracus, I think was the name. Yeah.
So I'll describe what the technology was used to bring part of Atmos down.
Okay.
And ask Alana about that.
Nice. Alana, it describes this cubic technology that, like the GameCube logo, except that it was unfolding like over itself in 3D space, and you 100% know that it's a pretty straightforward piece of machinery found in a lot of cities. It's a dampener of sorts. When channeling like the massive, like you pull from ley lines in your time energy, and it's such an overwhelming mass of magic and arcana, you need dampeners in line to bring it down into like a certain cycle, get your 60 cycles, and so that you can manage it and regulate it through the rest of the system. Certainly, the spell work that raised the cities. If a dampener were placed in the center, it would dampen the magic that keeps the city aloft and drop it. It's pretty routine technology for you. Like, people don't have it in their homes, but all cities use it, Pretty straightforward. It's just a component in a larger network of machinery, but sure would drop a city.
Yeah. So the turns out, well, they tried to make it look like pirates, but the UAF had used that technology to bring down part of Atmos and unleash the dragon.
A Dracolich.
Dracolich, yes. Thank you.
Are you answering it all, Lana? That was mostly just info you know. I didn't want to step on your thing.
I mean, she would relay all of that. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's just a this."
Okay. Just a dampener. Are you now talking to Allie, Grundy? Or are you continuing to talk to Alana about the Dracolich?
I guess at this point I can just ask about Dracus, you said?
Dracus was the name, she said. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell me though, Elana, does the name Dracus ring a bell?
Name Dracus does not ring a bell.
That I've heard that name, no. Terribly sorry.
We encountered her during that same period where they were using a dampener to drop the city. Seems to have quite the control over. It felt like she was controlling parts of the material, the stuff that the Omega Sea is made of.
We teleported out of nowhere to where we were, and then by touching the skeleton, turned it into a Dracolich. And from what Breelith told me, at least, knew the Dracolich by name. Which, I mean, I mean, I don't know how old the bones were. I didn't get to see them myself, but they must have been hundreds at least of years old, if not thousands.
Fascinating. I wish now that I did recognize the name. The amount of power. Unfortunately, no. The name means nothing to me.
But yes, Ali, that is what we had to deal with over at Atmos, disguised as a pirate attack. If it weren't for Ashavar, actually, we wouldn't be here because she had managed to convince the Dracolich not to destroy our ship.
You convinced the Dracolich to do anything? Turns to Ashavar like,
Yeah.
gosh, that's
I think.
exceptional.
It didn't kill us, so.
Oof. Wow. Well, certainly, looks to, stating now you can see that you're traveling among exceptional people, and you're in good hands. Let me make a roll for Cassius, because he's really, really good with this stuff. Okay. Cassius is he's in thought as this part of the convo goes on. Says, Elana, I know you don't know the name, but this person, I couldn't quite get what species they were, and I'll start describing this person. They were around my height. They had this, and it'll describe Dracus. But he's also, to you, he's not describing Dracus. But maybe your friend that worked with the magic of undead, that worked with, can't I think of the name of undead magic? Oh my gosh, you liches use it. Thank you. Jeez. Brain.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Brain
think I have like
over.
10% glycogen reserves in my brain right now or something. Anyway, I mean, you don't know. It's not pinpoint accuracy, but a lot of those features. I mean, some of it, the pallor, the emptiness, the like lack of kind of blood and such in the face and everything seems maybe a little different. But the mannerisms, the way she spoke and walked, and the physical description could potentially look like.
I'm sorry, that's who Dracus looks like?
Yes. No, it's Cassius. Yeah. I mean, scary. They're like really powerful and just a little unsettling.
If it's the same person, I don't know them as Dracus, but rather as Lilith. How she's alive or going by a different name, I don't know, but she was certainly powerful. It's possible.
All right. Well, maybe you can tell us a little more about her in case it's actually Ash, you have illusion work, right? Could you whip up an image of Dracus from memory in an illusion? Then
Yeah, I have minor illusion.
yeah, if you don't, I hate to have the wrong person here and get, it just made me think maybe they go by a different name.
I can do it in a 5-foot cube.
Okay. You summon forth him. Nice. An image of Dracus as they look now, and I'll put that in. I know it's in there before, but just to have a refresher, this is sort of the imagery now. But while different, Alana, again in the pallor, and some of the attire, the way that she holds herself seems a little different. That very much looks like your friend.
I don't understand. It's different, but that certainly looks a lot like. I don't understand.
It doesn't compute. The friend that you know, never in a million years anything like that. Compassionate, devoted to magic, but always with measured, with reserve for safety and for intent and for the best for people, society. Paints a very different picture than the friend you know. But it has been 4,700 and some years.
The refresher. I don't want to believe that it's her, but if it seems that I can't ignore that it is. I suppose I could tell you a bit about her, for whatever it may help, but I fear I don't understand the situation enough myself to give much more insight than that.
After a minute, the illusion would dissipate, and Ashvar wouldn't call it up again unless Elana was okay with it, because she seemed a little perturbed.
Yeah, Elana, you're able to give like a rough breakdown of the paints again a very different picture than Dracus, the one that everyone experienced. But everyone gets like a little insight into the demeanor as described there.
When we were at Simhazy, Ash, not Ashvar, but Ash, who's with us now, told us quite a bit about these things that came out of the sea and took most of the people of the island. Now knowing that you were down there for over 4,000 years, I feel like it might be possible that the Omega Sea changed people in other ways who were caught in it.
I hate for that to be the case.
One thing was very apparent. She was quite obsessed with retrieving the technology.
Not only that, she seemed to have been awakened, or at least seeking out something called the Tome of Horrors. Do you know it?
Excuse me, Tome of Horrors. You would not be familiar with that book, Alana.
I'm afraid I have no idea what that is, or why Dracus would be seeking it. If she's truly been altered by the Omega Sea, I shudder to think what that means for this world. She's incredibly powerful. She was my colleague, my friend. And we worked alongside each other for decades. I'm not sure what could have happened. or what her goals would be now.
4,000 years is a very long time. People change. Maybe at some point during our travels, if we do run into her again, maybe she'll see the light.
It seemed like she had been summoned recently. I don't know if she had always been awake for the entirety of that time. It's possible she was in stasis just like you were, and that one of our former crewmates, Liazana, might have awoken her in the same way we awoke you.
I suppose it's possible, but it then begs the question, what was different for her versus what happened for me? I certainly am not like that, and kind of waves to where the illusion once stood.
I don't know what might have happened, but we do know that Liazana, who had read from the Tome of Horrors and may have used the Tome of Horrors to summon her, and may have even used it to manipulate her unknowingly, the tome in and of itself is insanity in written form, that anyone who gazes into it for more than a few seconds their mind is almost locked away. And Liazana is still on our mind link, but even attempting to mind link and talk to her now results in you hearing nothing but slithering madness into your every part of your brain. We know that the last time we saw her, Brilith sacrificed quite a bit of her sanity to try to see where Liazana was in some hazy. But I think that's part of the reason why Brilith left, is just seeing and feeling that was just too much.
Alana's just kind of lost in thought now. Increasingly more distraught over what could have happened.
I'm sorry that this was your friends, Elana. I know it must be jarring. I certainly can't begin to understand what you've been through with being locked away for so long or not present. But it is some bit of an answer. It fills in another blank at least. I worry that we have yet another force looking to gather this technology. Another party to race against. I might advise perhaps heading to your island, to that room. Alana, maybe you can identify some of the other technology. You said that the islands were raised. Any of the islands' locations today match the cities from before? If you're familiar with the technology, if anything specific to an island or a city, as you described, I wonder how much it's drifted about, or are they straight above where they were thousands of years ago? Because we've only mapped out 4 or 5 islands in this quadrant. Navigation isn't safe. That would be a handsome lead. And you've seen the map, Alana. So as you're asked this question, you would be able to calculate that, let's see, let me pull up that thing that I looked up and sent. They are the islands that you're familiar with. Let me scroll to the bottom of this. Need to. That was. Oh, cut it out. There we go. Thank you. Jeez. It started scrolling really slowly because I hit the center mouse button. Okay. Let's see. The city that you've really, I guess you really haven't. You've just seen this one, huh? But you saw the map. So you've seen the map where the Twin Cities of Sandir are. And you recognize that there used to be a single city that would have been roughly in that area. The city of this trail. Atmos would have been Trileodon. And Staffney you've been to. Staffney would have been Bydor. And Simhazy Isles, Lisriel. And they would indeed have been lifted to the sky and stayed in place there this whole time. Of course, you know all of your other the 12 main cities of your time in your quadrant. I hand that to you, Elana.
I'll just say that she relays the information she knows. That was a lot of words that I can't.
Okay, sure. Well, perhaps that'll help then if you can identify any of the technology. And maybe where it comes from. We can get ahead, just a wee bit ahead of the other parties involved. I fear the UAF and the pirates, their resources, their guile. But this new player, Dracus, or Lilith, if they're warping in and out of gates made of Omega cloud energy, and they're familiar with the technology, then they may have the same insight that you do. That would be my advice, I suppose. Take a look there on her island and see if you can coordinate the next place to go. You said you had one of the keys already, right? Good. Well, let's take a moment then. I suppose I can add people to the mental link. While we're all here, Sadie, Elana, if we're all on a mental link that works, as far as I know, throughout at least this quadrant. I don't know if it works beyond, and I don't know if it works across different planes, but at least through the quadrant is my understanding with the magic. Elana, this is a spell that you studied in 9th grade. It was just, it's introductory stuff.
Kindergarten.
Nice, yeah. Right after your ABCs in physics. Yeah, so you kind of just to let you know that you're like, oh yeah, I think I know what this is. Sadie, Elana, would you care to be on this link with us?
Please.
She'll explain. Sadie? Alright.
No, Elana said yes.
Alright, Elana said yes. She'll explain, seeing a little pause then, Sadie and you. You can turn off, you don't have to accept messages. You can sort of mentally block it. You can choose to talk to one person or many. Again, or block everyone out, or just some people, or one. You have control over
Got
it.
it. Yeah. So question, I'm pretty big about, what I think is private. Will people be able to hear your thoughts on this?
No, only if you're willing to. I think most thoughts are translated to sort of a worded understanding, but not if you don't want them to be. If you don't want to share, it doesn't just accidentally grab anything out of your mind. You have to. It's sort of like speaking. You have to think it and sort of mentally do it in order for it to work.
Okay.
Yes, if that
Sadie,
was
what
the
kind of-
case,
Okay.
Sinister's thoughts would have been really disturbing.
Yeah, we briefly had a thing that like you read people's minds, but Sinister was the reason we decided to get rid of that.
Oh, got it. Well, if that's the case, if
Got
it's
some
not
crazy stuff from me too.
reading my thoughts, then sure. Yeah, that sounds fine. If it's just communicating mentally, yeah, why not?
All right. I have to ask, and of course I understand that we'd all be guarded with our personal thoughts. But with your reaction as it was, it felt like there's something of a greater concern. I have to ask, is there anything that you need to tell us in some general way without specifics? I'm concerned at the visceral reaction you had. Is there a secret that might affect our work and us?
Takes a big bite from something.
Yep, she's eating. She's
The best. Nothing that'll hurt y'all. It's just personal stuff. Nothing that'll
She's
put
gonna
anyone here or
insight
make
you.
everyone injured. Sure,
Can
that's
you
fine.
roll perception? I mean persuasion, or
Okay.
or the other one there, whichever figures. And let me know the number.
I'll do persuasion. Oh shit. Oh, hails bells. That is a 9 on persuasion.
Okay, I'll send you a message.
Okay.
All right, well, let's all gather then.
Where are you sending this to me, Dan?
Texts.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a look over and evaluate if she believes what you're saying.
All right, then, keep your secrets.
Nice. Basically, does Sadie feel that any of this would be a threat? Because that's what would come through in Sadie's face if she did.
Oh.
Does Sadie
just
feel?
Just what I sent you.
Okay, she's actually gonna take a minute. Say, Sadie, just for a quick minute, if you'll entertain me, let's grab a drink at the cart over here. Just you and I.
Oh, okay. Sure.
She'll walk over to the cart. And this is just DM-wise. This is just me, in case there's any part where this feels like a fun opportunity for you to, release anything or share anything like that, you may. If you want to stick with where you're sticking with, go for it. There's no pressure here, DM-wise. The character's just, with that insight, checking in.
What is...
Mhm.
I'm sorry, are you RPing it?
I was going to go to RP it, but...
Okay.
Gets out a couple glasses, chips a nice little ice ball, puts him in the 2 glasses.
She seems really nervous. I mean, Sadie does.
Oh, okay. So, Allie pulls the cucumber, keeping an eye, letting you know she's keeping an eye on you, that she sees you a little nervous. So, we have some fine stock here. What type of, what strikes your fancy here? Whiskey, there's bourbon, there's scotch.
Oh, the bourbon will be perfect.
Oh, you say that you can understand quite a bit about people just when she starts pouring a drink, just from the type of drink that they like.
Interesting, yes.
I'm also fancy that. Pours herself one from the same bottle. Now I'd like to offer a cheers. I'd also, beforehand, like to let you know that I preferred this. This is an intimate setting to me. All of us here. There's a lot on the line, Sadie, as I'm sure you've gathered already, hearing your tale of the ship diving into the sea and such. I think you already in that battle that you were spared from, hopping aboard the Tempest.
Yeah.
The root of all of that is what we're dealing with here. And I like to cheers with my friends. I really like to consider you a friend, Sadie. You're giving me a bit of pause. He swirls like the ice. Clink, 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 clink. I understand if truly whatever you're hiding is something that's just something maybe that hurts, something from your past that gnaws at you, but isn't going to affect our work here. Because it's not just your life and their lives or mine. It's all those people at Atmos times 10, times 30. As this thing grows, I trust my friends. I'd like to be able to trust you. If there's anything that you think would be a danger to what we're doing here, not asking for specifics. We just need to know where to keep our eyes so we're not taken by surprise. I'd like to ask you, see, if there's anything you'd like to share with someone who truly cares about the people of this world, including you, and would truly like to be your friend.
I like that. You see, I'm still kind of getting used to this group. They seem like nice people, and I'm willing to help y'all out because I feel like this seems like a pretty, a pretty serious business, and a lot of bad things are happening. I like to be on the side. I like adventure. I like to help people. I also like to help myself. But I like them, but I'm not really sure that I want to divulge a few things to them that I'm not ready to. If you understand my meaning.
Understand. I need this to work so that there
Can I
aren't any
tell you?
surprises.
Can I let you know?
All right. You
I
can.
mean, you're ahead of. You seem to have some credence behind you, with your family and all. So it seems like you're someone I can,
That
look.
would
I don't
work out.
have anything
Mm-hmm.
that I don't think it's going to put any of these people in danger, but if I'm going to be traveling with you, I guess you should know a couple of things probably.
Right. I have quite a network at my disposal, and if you're willing to share at least with me, and it doesn't feel like anything I need to share with them, then I'll honor that, and I'll put my own people on just keeping watch for things so that there aren't any surprises. And you
Okay.
can tell them in your time.
All right. All right.
And don't
Let
feel like
me
you have to
just.
roleplay it out loud if you want to keep it secret.
Right. No, I'm going to message you what she'll tell
Okay.
what she'll tell her.
Nice.
Yeah. But if you could just, just keep it on the. I'm sure they'll find out eventually. I just, it's not really the foot that I want to put forward. If you understand my meaning.
I understand very well. And I'm not looking to expose any of your personal secrets. I just want to make sure that we're guarded against anything from that past. And maybe I'm missing the mark here. I don't know. That's just my own personal insight. Made me feel my gut feeling that just something.
I appreciate that. You're looking out for him, and that tells a lot about you, at least to me.
Clinks a glass around. Clink,
Okay.
clink, 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 clink.
I'm it's working on delivering the message to you.
Of course it is, yeah. It's yeah. um What's Alana up to while this is going on? Are you still sort of lost in thought? I can jump back to this.
Drinking.
Nice.
She grabbed something off the cart with Mage Hand. It is.
Here's a nice bottle of a very sweet and fruity wine.
Shame she's not in it to taste it.
Nice.
It's still working.
Amazing.
It's
Awesome.
pretty much what I'm sorry. It's pretty much what I messaged you about before
Alright,
that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Clink, clink,
just a little
clink,
bit more
clink.
flowery, I guess. But
Okay. She's, holding the glass. Clink, 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 clink. As you're telling her, just sort of glass off to the side. All right. All right. That's what I was pinging. I think that's not a problem. That's something that I can just have some people keep an eye out for. And I think, that'll give you a heads up too, mind you. So you won't be surprised either.
I appreciate it.
Sadie, there's one more thing I have to
Alan?
say. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
It's still working on sanding it, so
That's fine. Yeah, I'll get it after. Yeah.
you'll get it in 2
Nice.
hours.
You got the cheers of friendship from Allie, so you both take a hit from that. That's the whole thing she was saying. Like, I'd like to cheers, but I only deal with my friends, blah, blah, blah. So now she's cheers. All right.
Sadie will go back to the group and just kind of, with her drink and just kind of readjust and not really meet anyone's eye. Just go and just sip in her drink.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that we're ready to go. So, Sadie, Elana, we're a bit past the little contracts, I think, for work and such. I'll make sure you all get some finances. I'd also like to see if we can, I don't know if you'd have any capacity for this, Alana, and I know it's not really the greatest time to ask, but thanks to our crew here and some of my own means, we've accumulated some of this ancient technology. I'd like you to take a look at it, if you're willing. And secondarily, after hearing about that airship battle you had, I'd love to see if there's anything we can do to upgrade the Tempest a bit. And you're speaking on engineering. Could I ask you for some thoughts, your thoughts on what we could do to upgrade it, make it a little more battle worthy, battle ready?
Yes, of course. I'm sure I have notes somewhere from when I was working on the team. I can help add to it. And of course, I'll be more than willing to look at the technology that you have accumulated thus far.
Thank you. You're an asset. I think you both are. Sadie, hey.
Well, I don't think I said, but I have studied ships quite a bit. And she'll rattle off the teachers and the different classes that she's taken.
Ooh, and Allie would recognize him, given the the Cumber
I
family.
studied on Atmos.
Ooh. Well, it sounds like you'd be a great asset as well. I'm glad we have you aboard. I hope you can work, well with Ash. You both seem nice, easy to
Oh
get
yeah,
along with.
we get along like a house on fire.
Oh. She pauses for a minute. All right. Nice. Well, so ask each to hold hands, and she holds her hands out, one toward Alana, one toward Sadie. Right? Ooh, ooh. Okay. Right. Lowers her head and says the incantation, and you both feel sort of a little like a buzzing, sort of like if you've ever plugged like headphones into a jack in an older like 3.5 millimeter or a guitar into an amp, like that 60 cycle hum picks up, and then it goes clear. And then you hear in your heads, without Allie moving her mouth, "Welcome to the mental link. Can you each hear me?"
Oh. Yeah.
She'll respond yes through the link.
Sadie, you can say it in your head if you wish.
Oh. She'll say yes.
Perfect.
And mentally.
All right. Yeah. Well, listen. This has been a lot of discussion, a lot of work. I think I could use a proper drink. Zia, is that offer still on the table?
Oh, absolutely. I think we could all use a drink at this point.
Aye.
And just to look over at Grundy and Alana, who have, I'm assuming at this point, downed 3 or 4 different drinks each.
Anybody want some fit?
Nice. Well, that's a good start. Let's consider this a race. And he gets her drinking vase on. And well, let's head down then to the local tavern and just put our feet up for a bit and enjoy the climate here.
Sounds good.
Seals the tent. And yeah, does anyone have anything? Is anyone staying behind to talk to someone else? Anything like that? Or is everyone heading to the tavern for drinky chill time?
I would say that people who weren't with Sadie before would probably notice a paper in her hand of a drawing.
Oh, you're holding on to it still?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, she brought it with her. She'd probably even take it out the tavern and kind of look at it at the table. Just kind of looking at
Ashavar would
it.
head for the tavern.
Okay.
When she gets there, she'd get like a really large drink,
Mm-hmm.
find a clear spot on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and start playing like, one of those foot stomping fiddle tunes.
Oh, nice. You know what? Go ahead and fire up a performance check with advantage. Because drink and relaxing time.
Foot stompy fiddle tunes is relaxing.
Nah, it starts with the foot stomp.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. We're gonna river dance up in here. No
Yeah.
river dance. That is a that is a 23.
Woo! Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah. They have not heard. There's a smoke coming off your fingers as you're plucking the viol there.
Yep.
And you whip them up into a frenzy. There's so much soul to the song that you have plenty of people in there stomping their feet along with you, and you go into like an extra verse or two that you're making up on the fly, ad-libbing, and it's fantastic. Everyone's got a table. Sadie's there with her paper. Ashavar's doing the other thing. Let me check in, and then I'm going to jet right back to you, Sadie. I'm just going to give everyone a chance to
Sure.
figure out where everyone.
No, that's fine.
Zia, what would you like to do here? Are you sitting down with everyone at the table?
Aziz's definitely a little lost in thought, not really able to celebrate very much. Just probably gonna sit by Sadie and would probably realize the drawing is out when we get to that point.
Okay, nice. Grundy?
Grundy is still not tipsy because big guy, tiny drink. So he's probably on his 6th floating island iced tea right now.
Nice.
It's a very rare occasion you'll see him drink, but just trying to enjoy himself.
You think Grundy would be out there dancing with people on the floor with the music?
I might be I might have considering. Yeah, you know what? I might be. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Try not to step on anybody's toes with my big feet.
Go ahead and make a performance check. You can just do a straight check. I won't do disadvantage for drinking because it's sort of also advantage for having fun. So we'll just do a straight check.
Okay, on a -1, I got a 12.
Nice. That is solid. You're out there and you're not like super white guying it. You've got some some moves. I'm just kidding. You've got
doing
some
a robot.
Yeah. The moves are slightly dated, but you're having fun and you're doing well. Elana, how about you?
She would just be joining Sadie and Zia at the table, also with a drink.
Okay. You sit down. Cassius sits down at the table. You see Boots has already, disembarked the ship. They're off, and another thing. They're like, oh, and he comes over. What are you doing here? Forget it. I'm gonna pull up a seat. I hope you don't mind. And thinks, pulls up a seat with you all. Who else might be? You even see Eden. Late evening. Eden's across the thing in a booth, all of their own. And they're just very stoically. They've got a nice wine glass on ice. They've got, they're just doing their thing. And seemingly that's their form of fun. I think that's everyone that would be here currently. Vic's going to be here soon. But for now.
Is Guardian coming?
Guardian? I don't know that it's Guardians. So Guardian's going to get in a fight. I think that Guardian is probably somewhere in the island challenging some cloud giants to some athletics of some form or another, like
arm wrestling.
Yeah, I'll say Vic arrives and asks to sit down at the table with everyone. And then we'll go back over. Sadie, you had something?
Sadie's just there looking at her, looking at the paper, and so Zia, so question. So do you think this is like a little outlandish to have? I mean, I saw this tattoo on Ash and I really fell in love with it. And I was just wondering, I kind of sketched it out today, got a quote at one of the tattoo parlors here. Grundy was so nice and paying for it. Just gonna say that quietly, like us not to embarrass, Grundy if he's around at the time. Be like, and so I was just wondering if you think this is a bit like, I'm looking at it and I like it, right? But it just seems like a lot, for my first tattoo. And I'm just wondering also, like, where do you get something like this, on my arm, on my thigh? I'm just not really sure. Maybe my back, that's where I had it.
Does Zia recognize the tattoo in any way whatsoever? Or what does it look like at all? I have no basis for what this looks like.
Gotcha. It's somewhere in my notes and I can't find it, but it's very beautiful, artistic, multi-layered. There's a lot of complexity in this beautiful tattoo. There's layers to it.
Okay.
But none of that really
like if you
sticks
look at
out,
it
though.
differently, if you look at it at different angles, it almost looks like it's totally different.
There's
or like an illusion where you see a rabbit or a duck, depending on how you look at it, like kind of like that.
It kind of just makes you think, where you might be in a museum just staring at a painting. But the that just that's background noise for you. That's bad because none of that really matters to you in the moment as you're looking at this, because you were looking at an Order of the Spectres tattoo.
Dan!
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Great.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This explains so much, actually.
Yeah.
Damn, and I thought it was Boots this whole time. I did Boots dirty.
Oh no!
Ah,
Silently shitting on Boots. It's like, oh, no.
yeah,
That's
this
awesome.
whole time. I could have swore it was.
No, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Never mind.
I love it.
I was gonna be so upset.
Nice.
Bruh.
All right. Oh, let's see in here. So, volume. There we go. Thank you so much for hanging out. All of our regulars tonight, excuse me, and all the new folks. If you've had fun and you're just joining us, consider giving us a follow so you can be alerted to all of our fun content. We have put our schedule up. A fair bit of D&D across the week. Of course, for sake of just wrap, we've got a Friday campaign coming up. Mostly, here in this 9 to midnight or 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. time slot. We hope at least we'll catch you next week. Here, you've been watching our Saturday night D&D campaign, our Sky Pirate.
Yay.
At Extremis. And loved having you all here. We're going to go ahead and raid one of our friends, Essie,
Aw.
over at ESP TTRPG. Let's get on over there. We'll give him a nice call, Madbird raid and chat if you don't mind for a little hype, a little branding. But it's really exciting. We're gonna go do our Patreon exclusive after show next and talk a little bit
Yay.
about this. Hope you all have a lovely, lovely evening, and we'll take care, everyone. Bye.
Oh man.